Hey, I'm back with another one. Take a walk with me. So, right now, I am walking on my lunch break. I have my water, and this is something that I do. Like, this is basically something that I have turned into a habit. It's been years now. So, it doesn't matter where I work, I find a way to. You got to excuse the trucks, you. But I find a way. Hopefully I'll get to a quiet place because this particular street is really loud and so annoying for my phone calls and videos. But anyway, so this is just a tip that for those of you that feel like you just cannot fit it in, you are just so busy. Honey, listen, like I am one of the most, a very busy person. So I have 3 kids. One of my children, he is an adult. But when I started all of this, he was definitely still in the home. So I did have 3 children to manage. At one point, I was on a PhD journey, which ended in another master's, but that's another video. But I was on a PhD journey, so I had rigorous work. I was working full time. There was times when I had 2 jobs and in school. Like I was just doing everything I could to level up. So that being said, I do understand people having various things that they need to do throughout the day. And they're like, how can I fit in exercise? So this is not negotiable. Like this is not something that you can say, oh, well, I'll do it if I have time. You have to make time for exercise. So obviously right now I'm not sweating. I'm not out here busting my rump, but I'm taking like a leisurely walk, and this kind of thing, it helps. Taking leisurely walks, it helps. So I do this like if I don't feel like really working hard, then I'll take a leisurely walk, and I'll do this on my lunch, and then I also do it like on weekends. I'll do it like in the evening, because if you've been following a little bit, you know I love the Fitbit. So that being said, I just love seeing those numbers go up. So one day I'll get to 20,000 steps in a day, and that'll be an accomplishment for me. Some people are already doing that on a regular basis, but I got to step it up to get there. That brings me to my next point with the Transformation Chronicles. This is what I'm learning throughout this process. What I'm learning is that to get something that you never had before, you're going to have to do something that you've never done before. So the things that I've done to lose the weight the first time, when I was over 200 and I got under 200, and now I'm trying to get to more of the 150 range, and I think that might be a little too small, but I'm gonna do it just for the sake of doing it. But that's going to require a different type of effort. So that being said, my goal is usually like 10,000, and I still think that that's a great goal for me. However, I'm definitely strongly considering stepping that particular goal up, at least on certain days, having a go hard day or something like that. Go hard or go home type of thing. So I encourage you to do that for yourself as well. So if you one of those kind of people that you have lost weight in the past, step it up this time. Do a little more than what you did the previous time to challenge yourself. So that's one of the biggest things that I have learned so far. Another thing that I have learned so far is that I can't quit. I can't give up no matter how badly I feel like I'm doing. And I guess I shouldn't say learned, like this is a lesson that I did know before, but sometimes this is the real lesson. When I was losing the weight before, I would get on a scale every day, and I would get on that scale every day, and I would actually really pay close attention to that number, and I would use that number to motivate myself. So if I gained weight, then I would say, okay, I need to step it up a little more, either do better when it comes to eating, or I need to exercise a little harder, but I need to adjust something. Or if I got on and I lost weight, then I felt like it was validation I'm doing something right. So this time, this is my scale story. So I have a digital scale at home, and I weigh myself on the digital scale, and it says one number. And then I go to the gym, and that scale is the one, like the doctor's office, where it's not a digital scale, and that said that was a lower number. So then I feel like there was a third scale. But anyway, those are two different scales, and they have two different numbers. And I think the one at home needs recalibrated, meaning that it is incorrect. And I'm not really sure how to do that. But one way to test your scale is to put a weight on your scale, and to if the weight is 10 pounds and your scale says 10 pounds exactly, then you know your scale is correct. So my scale at home is a little off, and I had an epiphany. So I just had one of those moments to where I was like, you know what? Like, it's really not about the scale. It's really about, even though the scale helps me to measure, absolutely, but it's really more about me changing on the inside, me changing my habits, me changing who I am as a person. So this transformation challenge, it's not just about weight, even though that gets a lot of people's attention. It's about me becoming a better person. So that being said, just because the scale says one thing should not determine what I do in that particular day. So I had to find a deeper level of motivation so that I can go to another level, because the scale is no longer enough for me. So I've kind of graduated to a point of, I want to do this because this is something that is best for me, and my body deserves the absolute best. I deserve the absolute best, and the absolute best is eating the best that I can, giving myself the nutrients that I can through food, keeping myself hydrated, moving my body. Like, those things are important for my body. So I shouldn't need the scale to motivate me to do that. That's just what I deserve, and that's what you deserve. So that being said, that's kind of like the lessons that I'm learning. I know I really need to start doing these daily, because I feel like I just jam pack everything I'm learning in one little video, and it's a bit much, but hopefully you can pull out of it what you need. I am on a 40-day fast. So I fasted every day for 40 days, and I was doing this with my husband, and we said for the last 3 days of the fast, we were going to do completely just water only. So I do have a little bit of lemon in here. It's my water bottle. So I have a little bit of lemon, but yesterday it was just completely water. And then I also had, what did I have? I had mints, and honestly, confession time, y'all. With the mints, I was eating the mints like they were like candy from, like, my favorite candy from back in the day. It was like I had to tell myself, like, stop eating the mints, because it became not just to keep my breath fresh, because I do work with students, but it was just like, because I'm not eating. So it just made me feel a lot better to be able to actually eat, like chew something. So this is a challenge, but with this 40-day fast, it was not like, it's not a weight loss fast. This 40-day fast is more, we're focused more on spiritual things. So we're meditating on the Word of God. And then we're also doing, we're praying when you're fasting, when you're doing a spiritual fast, which I encourage you, if you are spiritual, to make it spiritual, especially if you have struggled with motivation, because that is what's going to give you your motivation, your creator, because you are wonderfully and beautifully made. Might have mixed that up, but either way, you get the point that you are worth it. And if you are not motivated enough to do what you need to do, then you need to go to God about that. Because if you're making excuses about your kids, you're making excuses about your family, you're making excuses about your lifestyle because you feel like you don't have enough time, that's just unacceptable. That is not okay. So that being said, I strongly encourage you to go on a spiritual fast, even if you don't do 40 days, because that is like the pushing it. Our goal was to do from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. There were some days that we did really well and some days did not go so well. So that's where I talked about earlier in the video. I talked about how this, one of my lessons with this is to keep going and not be so down on myself when things do not go as planned, because this is not about just working the plan. This is about changing. This is about transforming as a person, becoming better as a result of the things that I'm doing through and through. So not just in my weight, not just in my body, but my mental space becoming more clear, becoming more focused. And with this 40-day fast, I'm definitely more focused on God. I'm definitely seeking God way more. I definitely feel like all the clutter in my mind, what should I do? What should I do? Those kind of thoughts, those are dissipating. I still feel like I have some more work to do with seeking God's direction. So I will be continuing to fast. I will not be doing the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., but I will have maybe, I would say 2 or 3 days a week after, we're going to be finished with the 3-day all water fast tomorrow. So then after that, then I'll be doing at least a few days a week with just water, because I just really need God to just to deal with some things within myself. There's just some I wouldn't even say it's personal, but some hidden frustrations that I have about things that only God can deal with. It's not something that I can take to another person. This is something that God really has to address within me. So I'm going to keep going until I get the kind of breakthrough that I'm looking for. So it may not be the 40 days straight where I'm just continuing to fast with that, but I'm definitely doing continuing the fasting lifestyle. So those of you that are kind of wondering what's that like? Is it worth it? It is absolutely worth it. Now, last update, I was on the liquid Lipo. I sprayed that so much that I have no more liquid Lipo. So I have to, for anybody that's interested, I'll put the link in the comments, but I would encourage you to buy 2 to start, because I sprayed. But that being said, since I'm doing this fast for spiritual purposes, I will not be using a liquid Lipo as much, because a part of the growth is when you feel the hunger pains, for you to go to God, for that to prompt you to go to God and to seek God. when you feel the hunger pains. Instead of you trying to suppress them, it is best to seek God and to drink your water. So that's what I plan on doing going forward, because there's growth in that. It makes my spiritual side stronger. And that's really what I want, is I want my spiritual side to be stronger than ever before, because that's going to help me to write the books. I still have to do the Love Lessons book. I need to revise. I had put out a book years ago now, and it was called There's More in You, but I want to take that book in a different direction. So those two book projects I need to do. So there's so many things that I need to do. So that being said, I really need to be tapped into my spiritual side, because that will give me the energy that I need to do those things. So my next clarity point is that when it comes to purpose, you know, I'm all about purpose, having a purpose-driven life. And throughout this fast, I'm learning that I really need to write or speak every day. So you're going to see more videos from me. So I hope that you choose to share these videos, like these videos, comment on the videos. If you don't know what to say, you have nothing to say, just comment, there's more in you. Because that's the thing that I always say, that no matter what you're going through, no matter what you've been through, you've got to know that there's more in you. So keep going. Let me know how things are going for you. And until next time, there's more in you.